Hi sweeties, how you all doing? Compliment of the season. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing us how I made this beautiful Ankara skirt and blouse with this beautiful sleeve. This is an off-shoulder outfit. The skirt has a slit. It has two slits at the down parts. Please make sure you watch this video to the end if you really want to know how to go about this outfit. The complete video, the cutting of the blouse, the cutting of the skirt, the cutting of the sleeve, everything is in this video. So make sure you watch this video to the end and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. So let's go into the main business. So this is my lining. I'm cutting it with the lining. By now you know I normally cut with my lining because I don't like seeing stains on my dress. So I folded it once. I'm cutting the front part, so I'm taking all my vertical measurement. So I'm starting my measurement from 4 inches. So my off shoulder is going to start from 4 inches. So the first line there is my neckline. The second line is my chest line. The third is my bust point. The fourth is my under bust, which is 14 inches. My half length is 17 inches, which is the fifth line. And the length of my blouse is 25 inches. So I have about 6 lines here. The first is my neckline. So I'll go ahead and take my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4 inches, 8 inches divided by 2. Then I will add half an inch for sewing allowance. So I'll rule a line. So the next measurement I will take is my neck width measurement. I will take neck width of 6.5 inches, including the sewing allowance. So after joining it, it will now remain about 5.5 inches. So I will take 5 inches for my darts. So that's where I'm going to, this 5 inches, that's where I'm going to take my darts. So I will connect it to the nipple to nipple line. So I'll go ahead and take my darts. So from my hip line, which is also the length of my blouse, I will take 1 inch from both sides. So on my half length, I will take 1.5 inches from the side front, then 1.25 inches from the center front. So I will take the same thing around my under bust, 1.5 inches out and 1.25 inches in. So from my bust point, which is where I am right now, I came down by 1 inch, then I went up by 3/4 inch. So that's it right there. So I will come to my neckline. I will take 1 inch from both sides, 1 inch. So I will go ahead and connect my dart lines. So from my under bust, I will now create my princess dart curve. Can you see that? So I'll connect it to my neckline, the 1 inch I measured from my neckline. I'll do that to the both sides. So the next thing I will do is to go to my neckline and replace the 2 inches I took for the dart. Can you see it? I took one the other side, I took one the other side, so I have to replace it because my neck width is 6.5 inches including my sewing allowance. So I will replace it. So I'll go to my chest line. I will measure the dart I'm going to cut out. So I will add it to my bust measurement. So what I have here is about 0.4 inch. So I will add it to my bust measurement. Then I will add 2.5 inches for sewing allowance. So I'll connect it to my neckline. So I'll go to my round, my under bust. I will measure what I'm cutting out, that's my dart. Then I will add it to my round under bust. Then I will add 2.5 inches for sewing allowance. So I'll connect the line to my chest line. So I'll take the same measurement around my half length because it's the same measurement I have there. So I'll add it, I'll rule the line. I'll go to my hip line. My hip is 40 inches. I will add the 2 inches that I'm cutting out to it. Then I'll add my sewing allowance. So this is what it is. Always replace whatever that you are cutting out, because if you don't replace it, that means you will run short of material while sewing. You will not have the right measurement. So go ahead and cut. Can you see it? That's the side front. And this is the center front. Can you see how it is? Can you see the bust area is not pointy, it's very relaxed. If you cut your bust, your princess cuts, your princess dart this way, there is no way you have issue. You can never have issue with your bust. So it's very, very important that you cut this part very well. The bust area is very, very important. So I'll go ahead and take my sweetheart neckline. So I came down from my neckline again. I came down by 3.5 inches. So the total of my neck depth is going to be 7.5 inches. So I'll connect it. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. So this is my center front. I open it up so I see what it look like. Can you see that? So beautiful. So this is my lining. I'm going to use this lining to cut for the main fabrics and also use it to cut my hairstay. So I'll go ahead and cut the back part of my blouse. So that right there, I started my measurement from 4 inches, just the way I did for the front part. So the first line there is my chest line, and the second is my half length, and the last line is the length of my blouse. So I'm taking my zip allowance. I took about 1¼ inch for my zip allowance. So from there I will take my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4 inches plus ½ inch for sewing allowance. So I'll connect the lines together. So from my hip line, which is also the length of my gown, I'll take half an inch for both sides. So I'll connect it to my chest line area. So the next thing I will take is my back neck width. I'm taking the same 6½. Remember, this 6½ is both with my sewing allowance. After sewing, everything will now be about 5½ inches. I connected the nipple to nipple line to the neck area because that's where I'm going to split the side and center back. So that's why I have to connect the dart line to my neck line. So I'll go ahead and take my body measurements. I will add the same 2.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and cut. This is the back part I'm cutting. I will still use the back part to cut the back lining, to cut the main fabrics. Also use it to cut the hasty because I'm going to place hasty. I'm going to iron hasty to both the lining and the main fabrics. Can you see that? I've ironed hasty to it and my wedding also. So I remain ½ inch for sewing when I'm turning it, when I'm turning the front parts with the lining. So that's the center part right there, and this is the side part. This is my lining. I iron hasty to all of them. So this is how I'm going to join it, the side to the center. I will stitch from down to up. Make sure you don't stretch the one on top so that it won't be longer. So after joining, I will go ahead and iron. Remember to iron open the side you join. Iron it open. Can you see it? So I'm trimming it to my size. This is going to be my last trimming. So I will take my measurements. So I'll cut out the excesses. So from that down part, I came up by 1 inch because I don't want it to be pointy. So I added a little curve at the down parts of my blouse. So this is it. I didn't let my wedding get to the top because that's where I'm going to join it. Can you see it? So I'll go ahead and turn it with the lining. I will turn the front with the lining. I will do the same thing to the back parts. I will turn and top stitch on the lining. This is the back. So the back, I've joined the center back to the side back. So I came down by 3 inches because I don't want the back neckline to be straight. So I came down by 3 inches just to make a little slope. So that's it about the back. So I'll go ahead and cut the sleeve of my dress. So this is the sleeve. I folded it twice because I'm cutting the 2 sleeves together, sorry. So I will take 5 inches width. I'll connect it, that's 5 inches from the upper part of my sleeve, the shoulder part. I made a little slope from the beginning part. I came down by 0.75 inch because I don't want it to be straight. So I'll come down from there by 4 inches. 4 inches. So from there I will make my armhole curve. So I will now connect it to the down part of my sleeve. The length of my sleeve is 21 inches. So I'll cut it out. Why I came down by 4 inches is because I've already cut out 4 inches. You know, this is an off shoulder. So I've already cut out 4 inches. So this 4 inches is the remaining of my armhole line. So I have to curve it because it's not going to be straight the way you curve your armhole. So the down part I have to make a little curve because I don't want it to be pointy. So this is how my sleeve, this is how I cut the sleeve. So I open it up. So from the upper part where I took about, when you open it, it will now be 10 inches. From there I folded it with about 0.25, that is 1/4 inch. Then after the first folding, I will now pick up my elastic. This is my 1 inch elastic. So I'll place it on the sleeve, that's the upper part of my sleeve. I will now stitch on it. You can decide to stitch. After stitching, you now insert the elastic, but this is how I normally do my own. So I'll now stitch it to the end. Can you see what I'm doing? I will now cover it and stitch. You can see I've done that. So I've inserted the elastic. So the next thing I will do is to take 6 inches from the beginning of my sleeve. If you watch the sleeve very well, you see that the sleeve has about 2 puff, you know, 2 joints, one after the other. So if you're making this kind of sleeve, I would advise you cut your sleeve like 28 inches. I use about 21 inches. So the outcome was very short. I wanted something longer. So this is my 0.5 inch elastic. So I will first of all gather it. After gathering it, I will now stitch the elastic on top, but it's actually the back part, so I will stitch it on the back side of the fabrics. So I'll fold the tip. Can you see? So this is what my blouse look like. This is the inside. Always make sure that your lining is 1 inch shorter than the main fabrics. So I have to attach the sleeve. Can you see the sleeve? So I join it. This is the shoulder part of the sleeve where I inserted 1 inch elastic. So this is where I join the shoulder to the sleeve to the main body of the dress. Can you see that? So this is the sleeve. I only stitch elastic on the first one. The second one I only gathered it. I gathered it to my sleeve, round sleeve measurement. So this is what my blouse look like. I fix the zip also. So this is the blouse. Please guys, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and also give this video a thumbs up. So let's go ahead and cut this skirt. I'm actually rushing this video because I don't want it to be too long. So this is my skirt. I folded it once. So from my waist I will go down by 9 inches. The length of my skirt is 21 inches. So I will now take my waist circumference. My waist circumference is 34 divided by 4. So I will add 2 inches for both that and sewing allowance. 34 inches divided by 4. So I will add 2 inches for both sewing allowance and for that. This is a pencil skirt. So I will take my hip circumference, which is 40 inches divided by 4. I will still add 2 inches for sewing allowance. So that will give me about 12 inches. So the down part of my skirt, I will remove 1.5 inches from whatever I have around my hip. So that will be about 10.5 inches because I have 12 inches. I took 12 inches for my hip. Then if I deduct 1.5 from there, that will give me 10.5. So from my hip, I came down by 2 inches because you know your hip is not just in one place. So I came down by 2 inches from my hip line, which is 9 inches from my waist. So I came down by 2 inches so that the hip area will not be pointy. So I will now take the same 12 inches. So from there, we'll now connect it to the down parts of my skirt. My straight ruler can't give me what I want, so I have to use my curved ruler. Can you see how the hip area is? It's not pointy, it's just relaxed. So I'll go ahead and cut. After cutting the front part, I will place it on top of the back part and cut. Remember I said the only difference is just the zip allowance. So I've done that. This is the front part on top of the back part. So I'll cut it, then I will slash the zip allowance open. So I came down the midpoint of my front part. I came down by 0.75. That's my skirt slope, the front part. So I went ahead to take my darts My dart length is 4 inches because it's a short skirt. If it was a longer skirt, I would take 5 inches. So I'll take 5 inch dart for my skirt. I'll do the same thing to the back. So this is how I'm going to make the down slits from my nipple to nipple line, which is 4 inches. I drew a line to the down part. So from the down part, I came up by 5 inches. So from there, I took half inch from both sides, as if you're creating a dart. But the difference is just that you slash this one open, you will cut it out. So from the both side, I took half inch. So my opening is just 1 inch. Can you see that? It's very, very simple. So you can come up if you want, but I don't want it to be too open. I don't want the opening to be too high. So I'll do the same thing to the other side of my skirts. It's just like a shape, half inch from both sides. Can you see that? So this is how I got my slits at the down parts of the skirts. So I will turn it with the lining. So I'll place the lining on top and I will stitch both of them together, the opening parts. Can you see? I will stitch it, then I will use it and turn it. The lining will now be inside. So right here is my band, my skirt band. This is 4 inches width and 36 inches length. It depends on your waist. So my band, at the end of the day, what I want to achieve is 1.5 inches for my band. So after ironing, I will place hasty on it and I will iron it. So this is my skirt. I have torn it. This is the front part. So this is how I turn the extra. You know, the main fabrics is longer than the lining. So after turning it, I will now fold it. I will fold the first step. Make sure that when you're folding, that your folding is equal with, you know, there are 3, they are separate, so make sure they are equal. So after the first step, I will iron the second step. Then I will use my hem gum to hold it before stitching on it. I will iron it. You can decide to leave it like this without stitching, but I stitch mine for the future. So I'll do the same thing to the both sides. Just fold the first one. Can you see that? So this is it. This is the back part of my skirt. I turned it with the lining, so I ironed it. So this is the front part. I'm ironing the darts. That's the front darts right there. See all those stickers, just leave them there. After you are done with your sewing, you can remove it with iron. So I'll go ahead and take my final trimming for my skirts. So I'll take my round waist measurements and my hip measurements. That's it. So whatever you have around your hip, you deduct 1.5 inches from it, then that's what you input on the down parts. It's very simple. If you want it to be very pencil, you can remove 2 inches, you can minus 2 inches, but I normally minus 1.5. So this is the front part of my skirt. I'll use it and trim the back parts. We're almost done with our dress. Can you see the front? Can you see what it look like? So I've joined the two sides of my skirts. The next thing I will do is to attach my skirt band. Can you see that? The skirt is so beautiful. So this is my band. I will attach it, the right side facing the right side. So I will stitch. After stitching, I will now cover it. It's very simple. I already taught you how to cut your skirt band. So this is it. This is what my skirt look like. Can you see that? You don't need to be told. You saw the skirt on the manicure. The dress is very, very beautiful. The clients love her dress. Can you see? This is just very simple. You place the iron on it. If you remove this thing while sewing, it will disturb you. It will disturb the movement of your needle. So just wait until you are done sewing. You just place the iron on them and they will pull out. So it's not something you stress yourself about. Can you see? Once you know you are done with your sewing, just go ahead and remove it. So guys, here comes to the end of today's tutorial. Please make sure you like, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and also remember to put on your notification bell so that you'll be notified each time a new video is posted on this channel. Thank you so very much. Enjoy your holidays. Thank you for watching this video. God bless you, and bye for now.